Folks, what is happening in Sudan right now is horrible. It is horrible on so many levels, and in this video today I want to point out to the hypocrisy of activists like Naledi Pandor and Mandla Mandela when it comes to human rights on the African continent that are being constantly violated, but they say nothing. They want to be here on the internet virtue signaling about what is happening in Gaza. If you love my videos, please hit the sub button, hit the like button, and open your notifications so that you're notified every time your boy uploads. Because we the people see the truth, hear the truth, and spread nothing but the truth. Let's get right into the video. This video, ladies and gentlemen, breaks my heart. This is a woman that has babies in her arms, and she's trying by all means to protect them from being, harassed by the RSF. So the RSF is actually the Rapid Support Forces. People like Abu Naledi Pandor, ladies and gentlemen, will never look at that video and say anything. They will never say anything because the RSF, which is the Rapid Support Force that is operating in Sudan, it operates as apparently a paramilitary wing for the UAE, because apparently they want to control all of the ports in the Red Sea, in that particular establishment over there. They want to take control of everything, and because it is the UAE, they are Arab and mostly Muslim, and the RSF is mostly Muslim. People like Naledi Pandor will never say nothing, and people like Mandela will never say anything. I need you to see these people as nothing but hypocritical pseudo-activists who come here onto the internet and everywhere telling us that we are not nice people for not caring enough about what is happening in Gaza, and we say we do not want any kids dying in Gaza. And ladies and gentlemen, I do not want to touch anything on the politics of Israel and Palestine because they do not impact me in any way right here in South Africa. What I care about is what is happening on my continent. These people, these Christian people over there in Sudan, nobody cares about them. They are being executed in broad daylight. People like Naledi Pandor and Mandla Mandela will never say nothing about any of those people, ladies and gentlemen. Look at this, folks. This video I'm going to play for you, I'm going to play it when a man gets executed by a person or a member of the RSF. Abu Naledi Pandor, they don't care about this. Mainstream media do not care about this because it doesn't work for their narrative. They can't sell a story on the fact that Christians are getting prosecuted, but when it's everybody else, loud, the voices are very loud. So this is crazy as far as I'm concerned. And you hear what they are saying, ladies and gentlemen. Allahu Akbar. That's a Muslim chant. I don't know what to say to say what. Allahu Akbar. That's a Muslim. You can't convince me otherwise. When it's them doing it, no. Human rights apparently do not matter. But when they want to virtue signal and collect money through the pain of other people across the world, they're gonna come and tell us, no, free Palestine from the water to the sea. Man, telling you, they care nothing about what is happening in Sudan, these people. On their own continent, even in Nigeria. Boko Haram, mostly Muslim, has been harassing Christians in Nigeria. Nobody says nothing about that. Sudan, the RSF is there. Nobody cares about that. Nobody. In Mozambique, ladies and gentlemen, We know that there's terrorist organizations operating over there, especially in, do they call it Cabo Delgado or something like this? We know this. Abana Lady Pandu, Silent, Zuch, they don't even exist when the cameras have to tend to African people suffering. When it's Congo, they don't care. They want us to care about what is happening in Gaza, what is happening to Israel. I'm not sure if I'm supposed to care, but listen, I'm sorry to break it to you. I do not care. I don't care a damn. Our continent is getting distracted. And these are the very same people who will come on here and tell us that, no, Africa must unite. But when there's wars, they turn a blind eye because they need money. And the only way to campaign is to say, well, Muslims are being executed. When it's Christians being executed, no, we can't say it. And I know that they're going to shadow ban this video, as they always have shadow banned many of my videos. The truth doesn't get promoted in the streets of YouTube. It's tough, ladies and gentlemen. Look what is happening. Alhamdulillah. My brother, I'm telling you, man, and I'm not trying to offend the good Muslims out there, but this is just the truth. And if we do not tell the truth, who's going to, man? I'm not on here to massage the feelings of people. We are here to speak the truth. So if your feelings are hurt by any of this, whoop-de-doo. Whoop-de-doo. These guys are funded by the United Arab Emirates, apparently, bro. They are funding these guys to protect their ports, to protect their agricultural land, and to protect their gold that they are mining over there in Sudan. And I'm not sure why I'm calling them their gold, their land, because they're actually exploiting that particular country. Their economy, ladies and gentlemen, is drowning there. The UAE's economy is finished, is getting finished. But they will get Africa to participate in their little proxy wars because they want us for their resources. And until Africans wake up and see this, we still have a long way to go. If people still say, you know what, we're just going to choose to not speak about what is happening in Africa and virtue signal about what is happening in Gaza, we still have a long way to go, is all I'm saying. I do not hate on Gaza. I do not hate on Israel. Before all of this, I never knew these people. I never heard about Gaza. Israel, bro. I knew Israel existed, but I didn't care. It's activists on the internet who made me, because my focus has always been South African politics and what is happening in the West, what is happening on the African continent. Really. I can admit to that ignorance over there. But still, I don't want to care about what is happening in the Middle East. As South Africa, bro, we do not benefit nothing from the Middle East. We are at the southern tip of the world. Literally. Southern tip of the world, bro. People want us to care about Gaza. When this is happening in Africa, in our own backyards, ladies and gentlemen, this is happening. Look at this. He's begging him, bro. He's praying. And then at the end, you know what they always say. You know what they always say at the end. Allahu Akbar. These people are Muslim. This is Islam funding terrorism like this. We are supposed not to care, ladies and gentlemen. We are just supposed not to care about all of it. Virtue signal about what is happening in Gaza. Isn't this embarrassing for people like Mandla Mandela? Look at him, ladies and gentlemen. Trying to be a struggle hero. Walk for freedom. Why can't you walk for freedom on the African continent? I despise people like him. This is a face of evil. If you didn't know what evil looks like, them and Naledi Pando.
On the African continent and all freedom-loving people of the world. We are once again in the Mediterranean Sea, refueling and giving supplies to other ships. This is our last refueling as we are closer and closer to Gaza. Each
Look,
day.
bro. He's dining with the white people at the back. He's in this for money. He's hustling, bro. Virtue signaling. And unfortunately, mainstream media catapults people like this to the upper echelons of our political influence in South Africa. The media loves people like this. People like us know we are the enemy, bro. I'm just even waiting for one to call me an extremist, because one of these days I know they're gonna say I'm an extremist, I'm a what for standing for purely the truth. And when that happens, we shall rejoice, because we would have known by then that our messaging is reaching the right people and we will effect the right change at the right time.
Each night that passes, we are getting closer to fulfilling our mission, breaking the blockade and ending the siege, enabling the much needed humanitarian aid.
What about the humanitarian aid of the people in Sudan? Look at the face of this man. Does this look like a man who cares? Don't want to even continue with that video, bro. We got so many videos to go through for me to be playing that video by Mandla. I mean, I don't know. I just don't like Mandla, bro. And in this video that I'm going to play for you, ladies and gentlemen, he's going to say a lot of viva, and he's going to say something, and the room is going to go completely silent. Embarrassing for him. But these people don't care. As long as the money's flowing in, he has no influence over there. No influence. But the media in South Africa puts him everywhere, as if he's the most influential people in the Middle East. They make him a celebrity just because he carries the surname Mandela. Ain't that amazing? Shameful, if you ask me. Look at this, bro.
Palestine, from the river to the sea, Palestine will be free. Viva Hamas, viva! Viva Hezbollah, viva! Viva Ansarullah, viva! Long live the undying spirit of the Yemeni people, long live! Long live the undying spirit of the Yemeni people, long live!
I enjoyed that. I enjoy seeing that, ladies and gentlemen. Embarrassing. They want to make him a celebrity over there. I mean, man. These people are evil, if you ask me. They don't care nothing about the Christians on the African continent. And this wonderful gentleman over here made an amazing video that I liked so much, criticizing Mandla Mandela's all of a sudden visibility in Gaza, and you know, he's a struggle hero for the Gazian people because, oh Lord, what is happening in Gaza is like apartheid.
We never send Mandla Mandela to Palestine. If they kill him or they bomb him, it's none of our business. Who sent him? Who is representing? We never send Mandla Mandela to Palestine.
I love that. I love that, folks. Nobody sent him there. And if they destroy him there, we don't care a damn. Because nobody sent him there. Why is he there? Why is he there, ladies and gentlemen? Listen to this nigga. Virtue signaling, man. It's the virtue signaling for me. They care nothing about what is happening in Sudan, right? These are your heroes. These are your people. These are your favorites. These are your favorites people, right?
We were handcuffed with cable ties, tied tightly behind our backs, taken off our boats.
At least nobody shot you. Nobody shot you. You were not shot, right?
And put on the platform, paraded for all the Israelis and the allies in Europe and the West and the global community to see. But it's nothing compared to what Palestinians have been subjected to on a daily basis.
See how he's trying to make himself a hero, you know? We were suffering, but the Gazan people were suffering a whole lot more. So, you know, we got this. We are the heroes. We're going to shift this whole thing. We're going to change it. Evil, if you ask me. Why don't they do this in Africa? Listen to Naledi Pandor.
I know how we can do it. All the countries which are powerful countries with big armies that are giving arms to Israel, they must send their soldiers to the Rafah border to escort the 700 trucks of aid into Gaza.
And they clap. And since you know so much about what must happen in Gaza, tell us about what must happen in Sudan against the RSF. And what should the world's response be to the UAE for exploiting the people of Sudan, for allowing the RSF to completely kill and annihilate Christian communities in Sudan? Please tell me that. She can't tell me that because why? I know this. She's a hypocrite. She's a hustler. She's hustling on the Gazan ticket. And in South Africa, they're trying to make a president. I've seen reports that, you know, she could be the most wonderful and influential black female leader. And I say garbage. This person is just an activist who hustles for money and manipulates people's emotions. If human rights is what these people care about so much, why don't we see them exercising this particular fierce and rage against the UAE, against the RSF? They won't do it. They just won't do it because we see right through them. Us, they can't lie to us.
Lady said to me, Minister, surely you can't expect that to happen. So I said, if the world has a conscience,
If the
that's
world
what
has
must happen.
conscience.
It must be them who ensure we don't have dead skeletons on the street of Gaza because people
What
are
about,
starving.
bro? What about the dead skeletons in Sudan? Look at this, bro. Look at this. People begging for their lives being executed by the RSF. This is what we see. Abana Lady Pando say nothing about that. That's my only issue. That's my only point. Abo Kreta Tambek, where are they? Where are they, these people? All they do is virtue signal, bro. And I'm sick and tired of their BS. Really, I am. They make me sick. And I'm just going to conclude this video, ladies and gentlemen, with a video of Naledi Pandor completely embarrassing herself on the international stage, saying she wishes she could be in Gaza and standing in the front lines. Like, you have the money to do it. You could fly and be there. Why don't you do it? Go get yourself killed in Gaza. Go do it. They can't do it, these people, because they are hypocrites. They only care about money, power, and resources. We know this. And they're going to shadow ban me for this forever. We're not going to work. Oh, by the way, we didn't make it to the truth report. I'm telling you. We didn't make it over there. Because personally, me, I don't care what is happening in Gaza. I don't care what is happening in Israel. And, you know, it's a Christ fast. Christ is king over here. South Africa comes after, even though we still say South Africa fast. So it's Christ fast and South Africa fast. We do not want people who want to tell us to take Ozempic over here. We don't take Ozempic. Unfortunately, we do not make ChatGPT jokes over here. Here we're telling the truth. And if it is going to cost us opportunities in the short term, but more opportunities in the future, because the truth is a commodity in this day and age, then so be it. Listen to Naledi Pandor completely, ladies and gentlemen, embarrassing herself. And to this I say, you know, embarrassing, bro.
You said last week you issued a call for South Africans to protest the war outside the embassies of the 5 primary supporters of Israel.
Indeed.
Which 5 supporters?
I believe protest is important. I think people do know who the 5 are.
No, and they don't.
They certainly do. If they don't, they must do their homework.
I'm sure my mum doesn't know if
who's
she's watching at
providing
home.
arms? I bet
who
you
are the,
she does.
Who are the five?
I bet you your mum knows.
Okay, let's go the US.
No, she doesn't.
The US, UK,
She doesn't.
France?
Germany has been a very strong supporter.
That's
France.
3. France 4.
This woman is the one who's destroyed our trade relations with all these countries. This is the face of evil right here.
And others, the European Union in its collective. So I think...
so you would like to see protests outside the EU embassy and those 4 embassies?
How do you get change? Okay. I wish I could be in Gaza and stand in front of a Palestinian family and be strong enough to protect them. That's what I wish I could do. Because I'm pained that I have to watch on TV essentially a murder underway, and I am helpless and can do nothing.
Why don't you go in Sudan? Why don't you go to Nigeria?
This was very much the experience we had under apartheid, and it was mass protest, mass struggle, which made a major contribution to indicating to the world that this could not go on any longer. So for us to be invisible in a massive human struggle, where we know a huge murder is underway, I think that is unacceptable, and the world should be horrified. And having large protests with 1 million is insufficient. There has to be an ongoing campaign to say to the world, this can't be.
I have to ask again one more time. You say a huge murder is underway. That's a big charge. Genocide, murder. Mm-hmm. You say protest outside the US embassy because they are helping Israel. So is the United States then, according to the logic you're presenting, is the UK, is Germany, are they accomplices to that murder?
0 Fs given by yours truly, Naledi Pando, ladies and gentlemen. These people do not care. These people are just hypocrites. They'll never do anything about the UAE exploiting Africa. They will never do anything about Christians being killed. But they're gonna go to Gaza and Vechizikno. Ain't that amazing? Please hit that sub button, hit that like button, and open your notifications so that you are notified every time we upload, because each and every time we expose these phonies, these scammers, Mandla Mandela, we expose all these people. So hit that sub button, hit that like button, ladies and gentlemen. We the people who see the truth, hear the truth, and spread nothing but the truth. Your boy is out of here.